Hello there, everybody. Thank you for taking some time to join us today on this very special edition of School Matters, where we're going to be talking about a very important ballot issue that's coming up on February 27th. It's our Operational Millage Renewal. And here to help me give everybody kind of that high-level overview of this isn't going to be that real down, dirty, in-depth. This is going to be more of a high-level overview. But Dr. Maleyko, Superintendent Dearborn Public Schools, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. Always a pleasure to be here with you, David.
Yeah, great. So on February 27th, we, the Dearborn Public Schools, will have on the presidential primary ballot a ballot question regarding our operational millage renewal. Now, it doesn't matter if people are voting in the Republican primary, the Democratic primary, or as an independent on February 27th. Our ballot question, which is a renewal of a millage, is going to be on all of those ballots. So, Dr. Maleyko, I wonder if we can just get things started off by maybe you telling us a little bit about how much money this involves and what is this operational millage renewal?
Yeah, this is approximately $41 million from our general fund budget. This is 16% of our overall budget. This is not for building new buildings, a bond for specific construction. We may have that question coming down the line, but that's not what this is for. This pays for all the expenses of the district and supports for students. So this is for our teachers. This is for our bus drivers. This is for lunch supervisors. This is for paraprofessionals, support staff, administrators. These are supports that students get in the classroom to support their instruction. It could be for teaching supplies. 86% of our budget is staff, so it does come into our staff. We have great class sizes right now. Those are examples of what we want to maintain. If this were not to pass, then we'd be looking at possibly, reductions in staff across the board. We would also be looking, for example, larger class size, other services that the students receive would be reduced.
Okay. So just kind of giving everybody a little bit of a history because this is a renewal. So we've done this before. This actually started back in 1994 when the state of Michigan changed how schools were funded. And when that happened, Dearborn was actually going to get less funding under this new system put in place by the state back in 1994. And the state allowed us here in Dearborn to do a special millage that would keep our funding at the same levels. But the state said, if you're going to do this millage, you have to renew it every 10 years. So that's what we've done. We've renewed this in 2004, we've renewed it in 2014, and now here we are coming up on 2024. And as I said, this is going to be on the February 27th, 2024 ballot, and we're going to have to renew this again. Now, it's a millage renewal, but maybe, Dr. Maleyko, you can share with us a little bit about how this is going to impact our residents. What is that millage rate that is part of this renewal?
So the rate used to be 6.17 mils the last two times we went. It's actually going to be a reduction. We're asking for 4 mils on the ballot for what we call homeowners, homestead. But we're actually collecting about 2. We need to put 4 on the ballot because of the state law, but right now we're collecting about 2.05. So there's been a reduction. It's a renewal. There's a reduction for the homeowner. That's important to know. It's approximately $7 million from the homestead from the 4 mills. We also have a second piece, which is 18 mills, and this is the non-homestead. This would be from your businesses, your corporations, your Ford Motor Company. Also, if someone owns a second home and they rent it out, they would pay the 18 mil rate. That is actually a huge amount. It's about $34 million to the operational budget.
So just to get this straight, this is a renewal, but it is also a reduction from 6.17 to 4 mil. But at the current time, because of the way the formula works to calculate out this rate, we're only collecting 2 mils.
Correct.
Okay, so that's good news for our residents here in Dearborn.
Yeah, and really just to equate it, I'm going to do an approximate, but let's say you had a home that was valued at $300,000. On a 2 mil rate, it would be approximately $300 a year is what it is that you'd pay on that.
Okay.
Millage.
Okay.
Approximately.
Approximately. Yeah, that's a good kind of ballpark figure for people to have in mind.
Yeah.
So if people are looking for more information about this, want to really get into the nitty-gritty of it, they can go to our website, www.dearbornschools.org, and right there they can find the logo, the Operational Millage Renewal logo, and click on that. And we have a great webpage there full of a lot of information if you want to get all of those great details. Before we close this out, Dr. Maleyko, are there any other points that you want to make sure that our viewers are understanding today?
Sure. So just to reiterate, this is not a bond for construction and buildings. This is for the operation of the district. This is for our employees to provide services for students. So if it were to fail, it would negatively impact students because we'd have to reduce services. So that is just the reality of what we are facing. I would also say that, get out and vote. It's February 27th. We advocate to get out and vote, express your right. Absentee ballots this year come out in January, so if you want to do that, fantastic. There's early voting. So whatever you do, get out and vote. We want to see people vote, and express their democratic rights as citizens of the United States in this community. So appreciate the support of the community, and looking forward to more conversations and possibly more in-depth conversations on the millage renewal.
Sure, yeah. We're very early on here, and we only have a short amount of time before February 27th rolls around, and we want to make sure that everybody gets the information. As you pointed out, we're not here to advocate one way or the other. It's up to everybody else to make their individual decision, but we want to make sure they have the proper information and the correct information, and that's what we're here to do, is to get that out. So we want to thank everybody for stopping by today and taking a few moments to find out about our operational millage renewal. It'll be on the ballot February 27th, $41 million of our operational budget, 16% of our overall general fund budget, so a huge impact on our district. And we want to make sure that everybody understands and has that information, and we will see everybody at the polls on February 27th.